In today's video we are going to essentially show you our villa. This villa is one that we have signed onto for the remainder of our trip here in Bali. It's a little bit smaller than the last one that we had. This is a 2-bedroom, the last one was a 3-bedroom, but a 3-bedroom was a little bit much, so we have downsized there. But another thing that we really want to talk to you guys about today is what it's actually like house hunting in Bali, how you get around that. We've got a couple of categories that we've broken everything down into. So without further ado, we will get into section 1, which is essentially planning your search and where to look.
Okay guys, there are many ways to find potential villas to live in or stay in while you're here in Bali. We recommend the Facebook groups. If you do a simple search of Bali house to rent, or the area you're staying, house or villa to rent, you will find many different groups with many people advertising different places. You can also search on Airbnb and other websites like that.
I think it's generally a little bit cheaper directly than going on Airbnb as well. With Airbnb you do have some like securities or like I guess assurances, but because those platforms charge fees, you'll generally get it a bit cheaper if you go direct through like Facebook or something like that.
However, with that being said, I want to quickly touch on the prices have been dramatically going up. We were looking at villas before we even came to Bali 5-6 months ago, and they were significantly cheaper. The prices are going up, unfortunately. It is important to note, when you do post on Facebook that you are looking for a place, you will get bombarded with messages. There was a week there where we were looking for a place and we were getting maybe 50 messages a day by different people, or one person would send us literally 20 different houses to potentially stay in.
When you create the post on these Facebook groups, you want to be specific about how many bedrooms you want, if you want a pool, if you have a budget, if it needs to be pet friendly, if it needs to be kid friendly, all of these things. It's really important that you mention them so you don't waste anyone's time.
We made the slight mistake of telling people that we were looking for a villa. We might be in a Gojek or a taxi, and we would mention it to the driver. And then all of a sudden they want to message you and they want to help try and find a place, which we appreciate, but after a while of doing this it became very overwhelming. It can be stressful guys, but at the end of the day you will make it happen. One
other incident that I do want to mention, and another reason to just keep everything online, is we were in a Gojek going to look at a villa, and we were making small talk with the driver just as you do. And we told him, it was kind of as we arrived at the villa, we told him that what we were doing. We were there to look for a villa, and he was like, oh, what sort of villa are you looking for? And we were like, oh, at the time it was 3 bedrooms. We were like, oh, 3 bedrooms. And he goes, oh, I have. And we were like, oh no, we're actually going to view one right now. And then he says, don't get out. I have villa. And it was aggressive. And I, for a split second, kind of thought that he was gonna like lock the doors and not let us get out. Like it was sudden, it was aggressive, it gave me a fright. I've never grabbed a door handle so quickly in my life. Obviously there was no misintent, he wasn't being malicious, but it was just the level of desperation over here for jobs and for money and for food. So just keep it to the internet. Don't tell anyone, just keep it to the internet. Prepare for a large portion of your trip, or the start of your trip, to be taken up by traveling to villas to look at. You may decide that you want to live in Ubud, which is more focused towards like vegans, vegetarians, hippies. It has kind of a more spiritual, jungly vibe, whereas Canggu has more of an expat vibe, where there's lots of younger people and digital nomads, and then you've got Central Kuta, which is shopping and street food and chaos.
Tourist.
Yeah, and then Sanua, which is for sort of older people and people just wanting to like more of like a resort kind of vibe. And then you've got down south as well, which is very beachy, very temple-y, but kind of hard to get to different places because it's not very central. All of these places are a big drive away from each other. So you kind of have to really plan it out. If you're going to look at a house in Ubud and you're also going to look at a house in Uluwatu, they are like an hour and a half, 2 hours, probably more actually, 2.5 hours away from each other. So understand that that's either a really big trip, or try and look at all of the ones in Ubud in one day and all the ones in Uluwatu one day. Getting to them can be expensive. It's cheap in the grand scheme of things because Gojek is so cheap. But when you're getting 10, 12 Gojeks in one day, again, the price can creep up there. So you definitely kind of want to try and collate everything where possible. Plan ahead and give yourself extra time. If Google says it's going to take you 20 minutes to get somewhere, give yourself
40 minutes,
40 minutes, 45 minutes, because the traffic is insane. We told an agent that we would be at a house at 1 and we didn't get there until 1:30 because we weren't familiar with this level of traffic. To summarize that, 1, try and collate all of the villas that you are looking at into their locations, so planning ahead is really important. 2, allow yourself a good amount of money for Gojeks because they will cost to get to and from the villas.
One thing I want to mention, guys, we learnt the hard way. If you find a place you like, take it. Take it on the spot. There were many times that we thought, this place is pretty cool, let's just think about it. And then even like a few hours later, we would call and say, yeah, we want it, and it would be taken. It is cutthroat. There are a lot of people looking at villas. At our last place, if you actually go back a few videos, you can find the house tour of that. We decided after looking at the place, we would walk up the road and have a think about it. We went for a 5-minute walk, we came back, and there were 2 other families walking out of their house. So we decided to take it on the spot, which is a good thing we did because otherwise we wouldn't have a place to stay in.
Both the families after us had said, yes, we want it. Luckily, we got it.
There were a few times where we would spend an hour in the car going to a villa to check it out, and then we would get there and find out that they are renovating, and the renovations won't finish for a month. There was another time we went to a villa and they said in message, it's available. And the photos look good. We went there and we said, hey, this is great, we want to move in. And they said, oh yeah, well, it's available in 2 months. I think this is all part of the experience. We couldn't have avoided those situations.
The hustle culture in Bali is well and truly alive. You negotiate for the price of everything. But at the moment, you don't have a chance to negotiate villa prices. If you say, oh, we'll give you 23, they will say, nah, see ya, we're offering it at 25 to the next person.
And they'll get it.
Yeah, 100%. They're willing to pay 25. If you're at the front of the line, pay the price they're asking for. At the moment, that might differ when it's not peak season. At the moment, you can't afford to negotiate rental prices. It just is what it is. That sums up this video, guys. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you learned something. I hope you found it informative, and I hope it helps if you intend on moving to Bali. Finding a villa or somewhere to live and call home temporarily can be really stressful. So hopefully, if you take into account what we've spoken about in this video, it can kind of ease some of that stress and make that transition a little bit easier. But if we've missed anything, or if you have any questions, leave them in the comment section down below. Ryan takes great pride in making sure that he gets back to every single question. But that is it for this week's video. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to give the video a like, because that really helps the channel, and subscribe, because not only does it support the channel, but it lets us know that you guys want to keep seeing more. Otherwise, we will see you next Friday. Bye.
3, 2, 1, go! Wow!